Welcome back to the Big House. I'm your host, Tate Smith. Today we're just freeballing it again, just getting right into it. Let's talk about it, alright? So, woke up this morning at, it was afternoon. So I woke up this afternoon at like 12. I woke up this noon at 12. Wasn't too happy about it, but I couldn't sleep last night, guys. Been having trouble sleeping. And I don't know what the problem is, but any of like them sleep agents like melatonin or anything doesn't really do it. Doesn't cut it out for me. I think it's just because I have a bad sleep schedule. Past couple nights I've been going to bed pretty late, so it started off. It was just one night. One night I couldn't sleep at all. Stayed up way too late, and then next thing you know, sleep schedule's ruined, done for. But what are you gonna do? I don't know why, but I want to buy a lot of candles. I've been a candle man lately. It's good to have some good scents while you're, just sitting there hanging out. And I'm on the grind to find some new scents that I enjoy, because there's probably there's probably millions of scents out there that I've never smelled that I would probably love. Same thing with movies, shows. There's probably millions of them out there that I would fall in love with and just will probably never see or smell. But yeah, played some Smash Bros today with my bro. You know, it was online, so it wasn't very good. It was super laggy. I don't know if you've ever played Super Smash Bros before, but basically it's a bunch of Mario characters and they beat the hell out of each other, and it's always a great time. Um, me and my brother's been playing that game since the first one, on the Nintendo 64. So it's cool to see how many characters we got now. They got so many characters on there now, dude. They got probably I think over 50 or something. I don't know, maybe even over 60. But I just recently got all the DLC characters too, and I gotta say, some of them are pretty good. I like playing as Steve. He's pretty fun. Steve from Minecraft. I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, I whooped him hard. First 5 games, absolutely demolished the kid, and then he started getting with it. Those were his warm-up games. And he won quite a few of them too. We were neck and neck. I definitely had the most kills and the most wins. If you ask him though, he begs to differ. He likes to think that he's always the best, but I had to put him in his place. Show him what kind of monster they've bred through the years of smashing. Not like that, dirty freaks. It's my brother we're talking about. What's wrong with you? Yeah. So destroyed him in some Smash Bros, and then we hopped on some Rainbow Six Siege. We played at Oregon, and he cheated right off the bat. Won 3 rounds. I came back, won 3 rounds. Then I won the 4th round in overtime, and then he won the next 2, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit though on that very last round, because I definitely took his head off, and he likes to say that he took my head off, but I watched the kill cam, and he watched it with me, and we both saw that he absolutely whiffed. He was aiming with his Johnson. All right, that dude does not know how to play the game, but he still got me somehow, because the game likes to cheese me. Me and Rainbow Six, we've had a hate relationship. There's no love involved for a long time now. Every time I play that game, I just get angry and uncomfortable, and I want to play something else. But my buddies always want to play it, and my brother. But I will say, I did I did initiate the game today. I did ask him if he wanted to 1v1 on Siege, so that one was on me, but we won't talk about it because I'm very disappointed in Siege. The game used to be so good. I used to consider it like my favorite game of all time. But no, that's down the shitter now. I absolutely destroyed the game, and they need to just kill it and make a new game, I think. I think that's what Siege needs. We need a Siege 2. Rainbow 7. I'm just kidding. That's not how that works. But no, they could definitely just make a new game with a better system, because headshots just don't count in that game anymore. They haven't for a long time, and every season they say they're gonna fix it, and sometimes they fix it, but then they add new shit in there, and then it breaks the whole game every time. Every time they add new stuff, just know that there's gonna be a lot of bugs. But anywho, whatever. Absolutely whipped him in both. He may have won the game, but I won the war for sure. He knows it too. He knows it, because he choked an 0-3 lead, and that's what matters the most to me. Even though I didn't, win the game, I did. I did, though. I saw it through my eyes. I saw me peek around a corner, shoot him 3 times in the head, him not die. He was at like he still had like 25 HP too. I'm like, dude, all I saw was his head, and I saw blood squirting out of it. So how is he not dead? I'm not understanding. It was dead center of his face too. It wasn't like I nicked him. Like, it's whatever. That game bothers me. It likes to nerf me. It really does. But it's whatever. I still got him in Smash Bros though. He don't believe it, but I know better. And if it was local play too, without all that, lag on playing online, man, he would have not been able to stand a chance. And that's just the fact of it. But I'm so mad I didn't get to play Smash Bros for esports at my high school before I graduated, because I graduated early, and of course that was the year that they were adding some Smash Bros to esports. And I was like, bet, hopefully it's in the fall so I can play. And of course it was in the spring, but I'm already graduated and gone, so no Smash Bros for Tater, unfortunately. Uh, that would have been so good, because I would have just like, dude, I would have dedicated myself to it. Because I love playing video games, but like I never like specifically dedicate myself to one game to get really good at. Like, usually I just like play it so often that I eventually get good at it. But like if I was in an esports team where like my job is to perform in real life tournaments for that game, dude, it'd be over. It would be over for. I would, first of all, I'd be making this podcast in a much bigger house. I'll tell you that. Okay? Like, I don't know what's going on here. I gotta get out of this apartment. It's just too small. Like, I like it a lot, don't get me wrong. I very much enjoy this apartment. It feels very homey. But, no, we just need more space. Need a bigger place. More rooms to put my stuff in. I got way too many clothes. I need to go through them. But I go through them so often. And I swear, I get rid of clothes all the time. I don't know how I keep getting more. I'm just buying them without even thinking about it, I guess. I don't know. I just have so many, like, hand-me-downs. Hella hand-me-downs in there that I'm never gonna wear. There's stuff in my closet I haven't touched in years. I just leave it in there. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Also, I need to learn to keep my face pointed at the mic when I'm talking, cause I have a like, it's like a stand-up, like a stage mic, right? It's like one I can carry around with me. It's literally like a microphone you would see like people singing on the stage. And I always move my head around and like sit all comfortably in my chair, and then I don't think about like what you guys can actually hear through the other side. It's probably gonna be really quiet too, so I don't know. I'll figure out the audio situation eventually. Oh, I'll get good at it. But yeah. I need to get some guests on this podcast as well. I've had a couple people wanting to be on here. Definitely gonna have my brothers on here more than once. I think that'll be a pretty funny fucking losing it over here. Can't speak. Good Lord. Lord have mercy. But yeah, it'll be good once I get some interviews and not necessarily interviews, but like, guests. Have some guests on the show. I'm sure you guys would like to hear some guests. Plus, it's bro, you don't really understand how hard it is to just sit here and talk in a microphone for an hour, or how even half an hour. Sometimes, you just, especially if you're coming in with nothing prepared, which is, I mean, that's my fault, of course. I shouldn't have done that. I should have definitely, done some research or something. But it's whatever. I like coming on here and just saying what I want to say. Get the rants out. You feel me? Um, but yeah. Where was I even going with that? How did I get there? Oh, I'm making a mess over here. I need to clean my room up. It's getting a little dirty. Got a bunch of it's always just food. Like I got drinks and plates around, paper plates. But yeah, I'm gonna clean my room today for sure. I was gonna do it before I started this podcast, but then life happened. A couple things. Plans change. That's how it always goes. But yeah, I'm gonna get my room cleaned. I was gonna make it to the gym today. Probably not gonna happen today. But tomorrow, definitely going. I can't. I'm gonna have to force myself to. I can't not go. Uh, yeah. What do you guys want to talk about, huh? Speak to your mic right now. Let me hear it. Okay, I can't talk about that. That's racist. What's wrong with you? Are you for real? You should be ashamed of yourself. Goodness gracious. What am I gonna do with you guys? What am I gonna do? I got a GameCube controller for my Switch. It's a cheap one. It's not very good, and it's wired. I don't know why we are still making wired controllers these days. I mean, we got access to Bluetooth. What are we doing? Make everything Bluetooth. Why have we not figured that out yet? I don't know. Wires are just so in the way always. Like underneath my desk is ridiculous. Like if it's not for power directly, why we got wires? I know we could put batteries in that controller. There's millions of controllers out there that have batteries. Why is that one gotta be wired? I don't get it. Probably because it's more expensive to make them that way. But just increase the price or something. I don't know. I'm not a business major. Makes sense to me though. Costs more to make it than make it more expensive. Come on. I mean, there are ones out there that are wireless, but I just didn't want to Amazon it. I wanted to go to I was already at the store. Okay, I wanted to buy it right then and there. But I don't know. I say I don't know a lot, don't I? I say a lot of things a lot. Usually when I'm just trying to fill like space in between what my brain's trying to comprehend what to say. I'll just put a bunch of filler words in there, like right. I say right a lot too. Or like look or listen. Alright, look. Alright, listen. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, it was a little bit colder today, as I expected. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, I think. Let's see. Please no snow. 70%. Who wants that? Nobody. Everybody's ready for the summer. It's winter blue. I didn't even experience most of it. But when I did, I was like, ugh. Cold. Don't like it. I only like being cold when I'm sleeping. Helps me sleep. I will say though, as much as my sleep schedule has been messed up, I have been getting a lot of sleep a decent amount. Get my full 8 hours. Um, and I haven't been waking up as much either. I usually have a problem where I wake up a bunch during the middle of the night. Like usually when I'm on the road too, or like in a hotel bed. Uh, I'll wake up every 10 minutes, literally. Like I remember there's one night I didn't keep track, but it had to have been over 50 times I woke up. I just could not stay asleep, just tossing and turning, tossing and turning. And then I wake up and have a full day ahead of me. It's like, goodness gracious. I'm definitely drinking coffee today. Like I cannot push myself through the day without it sometimes. Which, as much as I love drinking coffee, I found myself drinking coffee a lot less in the mornings. At least, especially when I'm at home. Like if I'm at home, if there's not someone in my crew that is making coffee in the morning already, because they get up before I do, then there's a good chance I'm not drinking coffee. Uh, or unless we go to a gas station. If we go to a gas station, I'm probably gonna get coffee in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been. It's not. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to coffee. I know a lot of people out there that literally cannot, have a good day without it in the morning. But I've never been like that. It's weird. My parents always said I would be like that. They're like, you're gonna be addicted to this if you keep drinking it. When I was younger, they would hate it every time we would go to my grandma's, because my grandma loves coffee, and she would always make coffee, and she would always make it for me too, because I would ask her to. And that's the only time I would ever have coffee was at her house. And my parents, my mom especially, would always be like, no, you're going to get addicted to that stuff. You can't drink it. And she would get upset with my grandma for giving it to me. My grandma didn't care. She's like, let the kid have some coffee. I do love coffee. It is really delicious. And it gives you that feel good. It gives you that boost in the morning. It really does. But, yeah, I just don't need it, I could go without it. But I do like. I think this is going to sound crazy to some of you guys, but I do like black coffee. I almost prefer it sometimes. Uh, I do like having creamer in it too, though. Of course, like I like the flavored coffees and all that, but for the most part, it's usually just a little bit of French vanilla or none at all. And if we're out of French vanilla, like I'll be okay if I don't remember to go buy more creamer, then I'll be completely okay. I won't even put sugar, nothing in it. Don't need it. It's good the way it is. Which probably sounds criminal to a lot of you guys, if you guys are coffee drinkers at all, but it is. It's pretty good. It's definitely stronger, and that earthy taste, but kind of like it. What else do I enjoy? I enjoy wine. I just got some wine. Had some last night. Um, Nothing crazy. Just it's the Barefoot, the cheap wine you can buy like anywhere. But it was mango flavored, and it was really good. Quite enjoyable. I got a big bottle of it. I didn't even know they made big ones. I mean, it makes sense. A lot of people, a lot of moms out there love wine. Maybe a little too much, but that is not for me to decide. I also got some. I think it's watermelon in there. Some watermelon Barefoot. Gotta check that out. I'm new to the wine game. Okay. I mean, I've always enjoyed drinking wine, but I'm new to it. Don't know any of like the good brands or anything. I can tell you what beers are good and which ones are shit. I'll tell you that right now. Bud Light, pretty good, right? It's all reliable. It really is. Bud Light is all reliable. As much as I don't support all their, all the drama behind them or whatever. I don't go for any of that. I don't think you should really be putting any like major like polarizing topics in your advertisement at all. I think that's just a good way to get people angry with you. I think it is. Um, yeah, just make like a fucking, just make like dude, like just people drinking, you know, just like people enjoying your beer. That's all it has to be. I don't know why. I mean, dude, and also like do whoever you want to, but like I don't want to hear any of their voices or opinions or any of it. Like I don't care. I don't care. Like you could. I don't. You don't have to say. Just have them holding the beer and be like, I like this. You know, that's all you need. People are trying to, advertise shit that they're selling, and they're doing it in the weirdest ways possible. I don't know. Am I even making sense? I'm just ranting about Bud Light for no reason. But it is good beer. Let's go back to the beers before we get ourselves in trouble here. I like Bush is okay. Not my favorite. Miller's pretty good. Um, Coors is good. Definitely not my first pick, but Coors, I can drink Coors if that's all we got. Cool, no problem. Um, I'll tell you what beers are shit, not even worth buying, and people are not gonna like this, especially if I have any older people in the audience, which I definitely don't. But Natties, dude, if you drink nothing but Natties, I advise you to get yourself checked out mentally, because I don't know why your brain is letting your tongue transfer information like that, and deciding that it's tasty and that it's gonna drink some more, because Natty pretty much tastes dude. People always compare beer to piss, right? Natural Light is piss. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's just some dude in there, and their factory is just filling up some fucking cans, just having a heyday at it, and it's horrible. I don't want to. I don't ever. I'm never gonna drink it again. Okay, let's just put that out there right now. But like, oh, dude, it's gotta get really cold. Like you put it in the freezer for like 2 minutes perfectly. Gotta be 2 minutes, and you take it out right at the 2 minute mark. Crack it open and fucking swig it, dude. Just chug that thing. That's when it's really good. Like, no, dude, I'm not drinking that shit no more. Your drink has to be frozen for it to be good. What we doing? Yeah, I don't know why I felt so strongly about Natural Lights, but yeah. I also my favorite one I've had so far is Yingling. Now, if you guys have ever had Yingling before, it is America's oldest brewery, the oldest one. Super good, love it. They have different flavors too. Didn't really try any of them, or nor do I know what they mean. There's like black and tan. I don't know what that means. I really don't. My beer's tan, and that one's black. Like, ooh, I don't know. I haven't had them yet though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll understand. I'll taste it and be like, wow, this is black, and this tastes like tan. You know, maybe. I don't know. Um, I want to go shooting guns again. That was a lot of fun. Uh, I know I mentioned that before, but I never really dove into it. Yeah, me and my brother have a shotgun Olympia from the Call of Duty games. Double barrel shotgun, dude. We were shooting that thing, hip firing it. It was so fun, so fun. I want to get more shotguns. I really like shotguns. Uh, Handguns are cool too. Rifles are cool. Um, Something about a shotgun though. I like the way it spreads. Don't take that out of context. Goodness. I feel like I have to say that. So it's such a weird world we live in now. Like there's, especially with how I don't like horny the internet has become. The internet's real horny right now, folks. Super horny. Like even bots on YouTube or like Twitter or Facebook, all the bots have, you know, porn profile pictures. Like, why? I don't know. It's so weird. You can't even open up Instagram without seeing it, but it's impossible. I, dude, I'm telling you right now, I will give you, dude, I will give you $1,000 to anyone out there who can scroll through just the main feed or the explore page for more than 5 minutes without finding a butt. If you can do that, you deserve $1,000, for real. It's impossible. You can't. That's why this is exactly the reason why I deleted it a while back, and the only reason I even have them now, my socials, is just so I can promote this podcast. It's the only reason. I don't want to use it at all, and I'm still not. I mean, I still find myself, every so often being on it. Whenever, like, after I'm posting that I just posted a new podcast, I'll find myself still on it for a minute. It's so addicting, and I don't like it. The fact that it is still able to engage me into it whenever I am actively aware that I personally do not enjoy being on this app, and I'm still on here scrolling, like, dude, it's a problem. It really is. It has to be the most addictive thing that has ever been created. It's more addictive than drugs. It really is. I mean, in a sense, it is a drug. Just something that can just instantly, feed you dopamine. Like, it's just weird. It's a weird world we live in. Truly. But, yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are we supposed to do? There's no going back. We already opened the box, Good old Pandora's box. Already opened. Now the kids are destroyed. The kids are ruined. How do we fix it? I don't think we can, honestly. We would have everyone would have no. Even if that did happen, even if every single social media app platform out there got deleted, wiped from the internet completely, we still have experienced it, and we are still going to want it. So then people out there are going to make new ones. There's no escaping it. I don't know. There's good about it too, but like there's just so much overwhelmingly bad about it that it's just not even worth getting on. And honestly, I think that, however many months I was off of it were like, dude, I've never felt like more productive or more happy, honestly. Like I was immediately happier. I mean, obviously I'm still going to have sad days. Like life still moves on, but I'll tell you what, sad days were a lot less sad, for sure. So yeah. And if you feel anything like I do, I encourage you to just, bite the bullet and delete everything on there. You don't even say bye to nobody. Why do you gotta say bye to them? I mean, if you're using it to talk to your friends have your number, right? Just text them. That's what it's all. I mean, I used to use Snapchat like strictly for conversation. Like if you're gonna talk to me on Snapchat. But you don't need that. Just use your iMessage, or whatever phone you use. Use your text messaging. Now, if you're fine with social media, whatever, do your thing. I'm not knocking your style, right? Do your thing. Do whatever you want. It's a free world, right? We can all do whatever we want. But yeah, for me personally, or anyone that feels like me, that's why I emphasize that. But yeah, it's just bad. It is. I watched a good movie. What was it? 2 days ago. Called The Family Trip. Or no, The Family Plan. That's what it was called. The Family Plan. Mark Wahlberg. Super funny. Way funnier than I expected it to be. And Mark Wahlberg is always good to see. I don't think I've seen many movies that he's been in where I'm like, eh. Like most of them are pretty solid. But yeah, and it had horrible ratings too. You can never trust those. You can never trust the ratings. I've also seen a movie, I'll tell you exactly what movie it was, that the Rotten Tomatoes or whatever rated like a 92% or something like that. And it was, no kidding, literally one of the corniest, worst horror movies I've ever seen in my life. And it was Not even like a famous one. It was called Drag Me to Hell. That movie was literally one of the worst horror movies I've ever watched in my life. And it was a 92. It's in the 90s? Are you kidding me? And the family plan is like 56% or whatever it was. It was like, and it was rotten too. It wasn't even fresh tomatoes. Which I don't even know how that works actually. Does it go from 0 to 100 fresh and then 0 to 100 rotten tomatoes? I don't know. How does that work? You know what I'm talking about. You see the big red tomato, like, by a movie, and you're like, oh, that's a good movie. It's fresh. Or you see, like, the little green splat, little goo. You're like, oh, people don't like this movie. Yeah, like, does it go from 0 to 100 on either side? Or is it, like, at the 50% mark? Like, if it's below 49, or if it's, like, at 50? No, because I think I've seen 50% too, where it's fresh. But I don't know. I don't know. Who cares? Doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is the steak that I'm about to cook myself. That shit's about to bust. Can't wait. And I know it sounds criminal, but I don't even have a grill. Just cooking that on the stovetop, baby. And I'm making some banging, juicy steak, let me tell you. This ain't just none of your run-of-the-mill steak. And when Tater Besk's in the fucking kitchen, dude, you best believe it's gonna be something good. There hasn't been too many dinners I've messed up, right? Not too many that I've made where people are like, that was pretty bad. Or breakfast, even. I make breakfast a lot, too. I never make anything, like, super amazing for breakfast, but it's usually just eggs and bacon. But hey, I make some good-ass scrambled eggs. I really do. But, yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not saying that, like, I don't know. I'm not bored of the podcast, but, like, I'm definitely ready for it to be more of a weekly thing, you know? But I'm also, I still enjoy doing it. It's just, like, there's a bunch of stuff now that I have to skip out on. Because I'm like, oh, I gotta, do the podcast. Just because I feel like I need to get a bunch of episodes out. But I don't want to rush it either, I just want to, do what I want to do. Put out what I enjoy. But it's also going to be raw, so if it is bad, then I don't really care, honestly. It's just still going to be out there. Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. I take it back. I do enjoy doing it. I'm not bored of it. I'm too lazy right now, I think, is the problem. Getting a little too lazy. I just gotta power through it. You know what I'm saying? Just power through. Do the podcast. But it's also because I didn't go to the gym today. Okay, that's what it is. I didn't go to the gym today. I didn't. Nothing that I planned to do today, besides the podcast, of course. So, yeah, and like I said, if you have a bad day, it's usually because you didn't do anything challenging, and I really didn't. Like I said, I was playing games with my brother, and I absolutely swept him. No problem. It wasn't a challenge. Okay? I had nothing hard happen today. And my brain fiends for the, problem solving. It needs it. It needs it to keep pushing forward. To feel good. But instead, I didn't clean my room. I didn't go to the gym. But, yeah. Whatever. I'll go tomorrow. I'll feel better. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna soak in it. I'm just gonna soak in the bad day, alright? I'm not gonna let it bother me. I'm just gonna, finish up the podcast, put it on YouTube, go lay in my bed and watch some good movies. Nothing wrong with that. Get a little snacks, get a little snackage. And then tomorrow, I'm busting ass. All right. Tomorrow I'm busting ass. And if I don't do it either, you guys better call me out on it. Like, hey, dingy, what, you liar now? You fucking liar? No. Mom didn't raise a liar. Alright? But, yeah. I don't know. I just didn't come with anything prepared either. So, the fact that I'm just, like, spitballing, I don't know if you guys enjoy this or not. It's probably horrible. This is probably the worst podcast yet. And I say that I don't care what people think of it, but I do. I want the people that like actually enjoy it and support me to actually enjoy it. You know, I don't want it to be some bullshit. I don't want it to be something that no one cares about. You know. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna post this one. I don't feel good about it. I might do another one. Come with some stuff to actually talk about. Oh, I guess I could talk about what I said I was going to talk about past couple episodes ago. I said that I was going to let you guys comment some ideas to talk about. And then I would talk about them. So, let's get into that, right? So one of my buddies said to talk about the Wendy's on Toronto in Springfield, I believe. Yeah, Toronto, Springfield. Because apparently they closed because employees were banging in the bathrooms and or not the bathrooms, the offices or something. And I guess there was a bunch of mold in the kitchen. So yeah, I never enjoyed Wendy's, so doesn't bother me none. Not really a Wendy's fan. I mean, I do like their Baconators, I guess. But that's like all. That's like all I'll eat from there. Is their Baconators. Yeah, I'd much rather just have McDonald's or Burger King. Honestly, I used to hate Burger King quite a bit, but dude, their chicken sandwiches are really good. Especially if you get some bacon on them things, dude. Chicken bacon sandwich. Come on now. Plus their fries are pretty good too. Nothing's gonna top McDonald's French fries. Nothing. But yeah, so that Wendy's pretty much those. Hey man, good for them employees getting the deed done. Not necessarily a good idea to do it at work. Maybe do it in your car or something in the parking lot. I mean, that's probably still, just go home. Just go home and bang it out, okay? What are we doing here? Why are we doing it at work? You freaks. Absolute freaks. But I don't know, maybe they're living it up, dude. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get into the next one. One of my other buddies, Nick, said that I should tell some school stories, which is true. We did have some crazy things go on at school growing up. There was a girl that in middle school I remember that had done what's called anal sex underneath the stairs with a special ed kid. So yeah, that was pretty insane. Everyone, I'm not gonna say her name, but let's just say that everyone gave her a nickname that included anal in her name. So yeah, that's tough. That's a tough, I don't know if it ever actually happened, but a lot of people said that for sure did. So, kind of hard to not go with the majority vote there, but yeah, that was pretty funny. Kind of messed up too. pretty messed up. Probably shouldn't be laughing at it. Who gives a fuck? That dude got his, he got his net in. He did his deed. Shouldn't feel bad for him. Oh goodness. God have mercy on me. Yeah, we had some other stuff go on. I did watch one dude, take on two brothers. I think they were twins. At the same time, that was pretty hilarious because he's a big guy, and the twins were definitely, they're on the smaller side. And one of them jumped on his back. He pretty much slammed him into the locker and then threw him. I mean, it had to been like, it wasn't like super far, but like he threw the kid, like he was airborne, and absolutely destroyed both of them at the same time. That was pretty cool to see. 'Cause it was out of nowhere, dude. Like, I'm just a fucking young teenager going to, science class, stressed out about my science homework I didn't do. And the next thing I know, there's a whole out, ass whooping appearing in front of my eyes. Right? And the funniest part of that fight, too, I'll never forget, was the sound that the teacher made that was right, like, it was right outside her classroom. The sound that erupted from her body as soon as she realized that kids were getting their ass beat was just such, like, I'll never forget that sound. And I can't reproduce it either. It was such a screech of fear. Like, because I don't think she'd ever seen kids fight before in front of her. I think she was a newer teacher. At least I'd never seen her before. But I don't know. It was a big school. Maybe just never seen her because I just never had her. But yeah, it was really funny. What other stories we got? The high school stories were crazy, but I gotta think of any more stories from middle school. Me and Nick used to do some pretty dumb shit together in class. We would always we were just troublemakers. We really were. And Mom, if you're listening, or Dad, if you're listening, I was dumb, okay? I was a dumb kid. I'm grown up now. I understand that, I shouldn't have been so disruptive in class sometimes. But it wasn't in every class either. It was usually in classes where, like, the teachers were just either really not good at their job at all, and I just didn't respect them. And I'm the kind of person, too, like, if I don't respect you, I kind of openly show it whether I choose to or not. Like, if I don't respect you, you're gonna know, Not by my doing. Sometimes I'll catch myself, like, being disrespectful to people that I don't, like, I'm not actively trying to be. I'm like, damn, bro, I need to chill out. Like, but, yeah, that's probably a bad trait to have, but that's all right. But yeah, anyway, at this science teacher's class, he'd always try and split me and Nick up. But me and Nick, dude, whenever we would have classes together, like, we knew it was gonna be bad. Because there was just no stopping us from talking. Oh, goodness. Yeah, there was no stopping it. It didn't matter where you moved us, we were going to make each other laugh. Because that's all we wanted, bro. Like, I'm sure so many of those kids, like, at that school were just probably, going through it. Like, you know how it is growing up. Everything's changing around you, You're getting older, starting to understand things more. It's a interesting time, A lot of times you get sad. So, or you're just bored too. Like, sometimes, especially like through middle school, bro, I did not want to be in school. Definitely in high school, I didn't either. I was just ready to be done with the shit. And it was so easy too. Like, in high school, bro, those classes were so easy. I would be a straight A and B student, no problem. Like, not even trying. And that's not me just, like, saying I'm smart. Like, that shit was just easy, bro. Like, I don't know. Some classes definitely were, a little more annoying than other classes. Cause like, dude, homework is not a cool thing. Like, it's not. It is important though. It's important to have. It's important to have homework. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. It teaches the kids, responsibility. I get it, but homework sucks, and especially if you're making it like way overly complicated. And I wasn't really paying attention in your class to begin with because you didn't make it interesting enough for me. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I found your class very boring. Okay. There was just other things I wanted to do, bro. I'm a gamer, right? I want to play games. You know how awesome it would be to be like a top streamer for video gaming? You just get paid to play video games. That's what I need to do. I need to make some more YouTube videos on some more gaming videos. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like good video ideas for them. No one just wants to watch me just do what I'm doing right now, just spewing out bullshit, just spitballing while I'm playing a video game. That's not nearly as entertaining. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I could probably figure something funny out. But yeah. What was I saying? We were talking about the story, right? So in this class, I gotta finish this story, dude. Oh, my brain just goes all over the place. Yeah. So in this class, me and Nick would throw. We were constantly throwing gum at each other. This is gonna be bad, but I'm gonna say it anyway. He would. Nick found a way to where if he could put his hands in his pockets and like move his underwear like down a little bit, like through his shorts, he could give himself enough room to where he could put his legs at shoulder length away and just hump the air at a certain way and make his balls clap on his butthole, and that shit would get me crying laughing, dude. I would get in so much trouble for that. We both would. And honestly, Nick would always get the worst end of it, too. He would get so much trouble. There's so many times, too. Like, nothing was funnier than whenever the teacher would, like, get the wrong person in trouble, you know? Because everyone knows. It's like, what the fuck did I even do? I didn't even do nothing. And then they would get in trouble. And that was always the funniest, in my opinion. It's like you didn't do nothing. I don't know. That's silly. But yeah. So, we'd also there's Mr. Garber's class. Mr. Garber was awesome. He was our current events teacher, and I honestly really enjoyed that class. And he made it an interesting class. Like, if anyone else was teaching that class, there's no shot I would have stayed in it. I would have switched to a new class. But he actually made it fun. There were still some things. I mean, it's just like school. Like, obviously, there's a bunch of stuff about school you don't enjoy doing, but you have to. But what? Yeah. So there was one day. We were just bullshitting in the class, which we both passed. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we both passed that class with flying colors. But we would just go in. And Nick would take his piece of paper that he had and start chewing on it, make a big ass spitball. Well, at first it started off with a tiny spitball, and then just like a corner of the page or whatever, and then. It was always a competition to see who can make each other laugh the hardest, right? Especially in Garbage class, because he just didn't like when we would talk over him. He was all about respect, and honestly, I respected that. But there's times where I didn't quite respect it because my buddy Nick is sitting right next to me, and my buddy Nick means more to me than this class. I'm sorry, okay? So I'm gonna have some fun laughing with my buddy, and he would take his spitball and chuck it behind him, and then immediately like lay down on his desk and act like he didn't just throw a spitball at the wall behind us. And we were the farthest back in the row too, so we were pretty close to the wall, but we would just splatted it on the wall, and then which is so dumb. It's really not that funny. But it just was because like you had to have been there, you know. It had to been. It was like one of those things where like you're not supposed to be laughing, so it makes it even funnier. Like you're supposed to be quiet, and when you try to like fight the laughter, it makes it even more intense. When it comes out, you're just sitting there dying. Oh goodness, some of the hardest laughs were in high school, honestly. But I wouldn't. I would definitely don't want to go back to it. Like I was definitely not one of those people that peaked in high school. Okay, I did not have a good time for the most part. Especially, I feel like if I would have still stayed at my hometown school instead of moving, because I ended up moving to a different school like seventh grade or something like that. And yeah, I feel like if I would have stayed at my other school, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But I am also happy that I did go to the new school, because then I wouldn't have met my buddies, you know, like Nick and Kavon and some of my other buddies that I've met. Uh, for those of you listening that are gonna get mad at that because I didn't say your name, fuck you, okay? All right, you know we're still friends. All right, so those are just the closest ones I got. Those are my brothers. Those are my dogs. Um, but yeah, so yeah. Then after we threw the tiny spitball at the wall, uh, Nick went fucking next level. Put a whole page in his mouth, chewed that up, fucking splattered it right on top of the old ball that we had splattered on there already, and it stayed there for a couple days. No one knew. And for the sound that it made was the funniest thing ever. Like I could never recreate it, but man, the splat that it made was yeah, it helped us get through high school, you know, goofing off. But and honestly, you know what? I encourage goofing off in class. Okay, I'm gonna go out there and say it. I encourage it. If you have good grades, if you're doing very poorly in school, maybe shut the fuck up and do your homework. You know, maybe you should be getting some good grades because it is very important to graduate. Because there's a lot of stuff that you need to take with you from high school moving forward. You gotta get the knowledge while you're there. You're not even paying for it. Your parents are paying for it. This is free knowledge, and you're passing it up, and you're failing your classes. Don't fail your classes, okay? But if you got good grades and all that, dude, not jerk. What am I saying? Whoa, that was going somewhere crazy. Goof off, okay? Be a jerk off. That's what I would say. Be a jerk off. Don't jerk off. That is a no-no. Do not jerk off in school, kids. That's fucking. We had some people doing shit like that too, okay? You don't want to be those guys. Those guys are fucking weirdos. But, yeah, keep it in your pants, too. You don't need to fuck everyone at school, okay? You guys are still young, dude. I mean, like, have fun, of course. Do your thing. But, like, if your goal is to just see how many you can get, maybe relax a little bit. And that goes with life, too, okay? There's no need to be hoeing around. Alright? Now, I'm not shaming you either. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I guess I am shaming a little bit. But I'm not trying to, okay? I'm just saying, for me personally, I believe that there is so much more to life than, you know, getting dick down or, you know, fucking some girls, alright? There's way more to it. I'm talking to both of y'all, men and women, okay? Now, when I say hoeing, I'm not just saying for girls, because guys are totally hoes too. I've seen them. I'm just saying, there's more to life. A lot more. You just gotta explore. Explore out there, dude. We don't even know why we're here. We haven't. Do you realize that? Out of all of the years that mankind has existed, we have no idea why we're even here. I mean, there's got to be a purpose, right? It's not just like life is meaningless. If life was meaningless, then why do we have such a drive to make better things and make? Why do we have like I don't know? There's just too many like interesting things about human beings that like it can't just be, you know, it's not just like evolution, bro. Like it's not just like it just so happened that the world Earth was created and it was just perfectly far enough away from the sun and perfectly close enough to it to where life could be produced, right? That doesn't fucking make sense, okay? That's probably the worst theory I've ever heard. Like, that's just not even a thing. There's just no way. There's just no way. People are way too complex for me to believe that. There's, like, you can see people's souls. Do you know that? Like, you can really judge a person's character, right? Like, you can see how people act and how people react to things. Like, you can really study a person and really get a feel for them. Like, you can, like, either sympathize or empathize, whatever, with them. You can, like, feel kind of how they are, you know? You know what I'm talking about. I know I'm not crazy. I know you can feel that too. What is that? What is that? That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Isn't that a crazy thing to do? Like, you can understand people that way? I don't know. Maybe I am the only one that thinks of it like that. I don't know. No, there's no way, dude. I know people agree with me on that. But yeah, it's a weird world out there. It really is. So much unknown, so much unexplored. And it's also really crazy to think about, like, having, advanced technological warfare in some parts of the world, and then other parts of the world, it's like they're still hunting with, spears and bows, bro, and like knives that they made out of wood and stone. It's like, damn, bro, these guys are for real still living in the Stone Age. Like, we got real life cavemen to this day on this planet. Isn't that crazy? And meanwhile, we have AI absolutely exploding on the internet. Everything has an AI now. And it's not even like, it's, bro, listen, we've always had like AI too, right? But like, now we're getting AI to where it's super advanced and super fast, to the point where it can code its own games if you ask it to, and like give it, like, a good direction. Like, it's not perfect yet. It's not perfect, but it's getting close, dude. It's getting real close. Like, it's still far more impressive than anything we've seen so far, I would say. For sure. It definitely is. It's the most impressive thing we've seen as human beings. Um it's wild. And then there's people out there just, worried about hunting rabbits and shooting deer with their bows, scanning it, eating it. And that's all they know. They've never even seen a phone before, some of them. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I'm honestly almost envious of it. Because I feel like there's just, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great with it too. But, living in modern life. But I don't know, it's almost too much. It's too much for me to think about. Like, I have the whole world at the palm of my fingertips, or on my computer. I can do even more on my computer. It's like, there's just so much I can do. Like, it's hard to, like, sit down and focus on one thing to do. Or, like, what do I want to watch? Or, like, what I want to talk about, even for the podcast. Like, I don't know, there's so much. There's so much to pick from. It's a big world. People always say it's a small world. It's like, oh, yeah, my cousin? That's crazy. Small world, eh, buddy? It's like, dude, no, it's not a small world. That's just a cool coincidence, whatever. This world is fucking huge, dude. This world is giant. Like, okay? Not a small world. But you ever sit outside and, like, look at the sky and think, like, how big the world actually is? It's like, wow, I'm on a tiny portion of the world right now. Tiny. Like, you know how big the world is? You can take a picture from it from outer space and not see you in the picture. That's how crazy. That's how small you are. You can't even see most like you can't even see buildings, right? You can't see buildings from outer space. I don't think. I mean, if you zoom in with the picture, of course, but like I'm talking from far away picture, you can't even see those buildings, bro. Like you got to have supercomputers like zoom in and then take pictures. That's different. That's not the same thing. I'm talking like far away picture, you know, whole Earth. You see it right there. You don't see any buildings on it. That's how big the world is. The world is huge. There's so much to do, and I'm over here not even knowing what to talk about on a podcast. Who gives a damn? You know, the world is huge. Go do shit. That's what I need to do. I need to go do more things. Of course, keep doing the podcast, but I need to go do more things. I need to get back to work, dude. That's what I need. I need to get back to work bad. It's so much better for my mentality. It really is. When I keep myself busy, I feel and I feel more stable. I feel better. But when I don't have anything to do, I just feel like, I'm just like, I don't know. I get lazy because I'm not doing anything because there's so much to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, going back to that, there's so much to do. I just don't. I'm so overwhelmed. I don't want to do any of it. But yeah, I need to go do some more fun stuff. But I also don't like going out. I don't like meeting new people as much as I used to. It's still cool to meet new people, of course, but like, I don't know. I always have my guard up now. I don't like talking to new people. Like, what are your intentions? What kind of person are you? But that's not true though either, because I have gone out. I mean, I still go out, obviously, but I have met some pretty cool people actually. But it's like the vast majority of people are just just brainwashed. It feels like I can't converse with anyone. I don't know. It's weird. Everyone's got an opinion. And for some reason, it feels like, if their opinion differs from you, you have to dislike them. Which isn't true. You don't have to. But that's how other people interact with you. They're like, oh, you feel this way about this? Fuck you. It's like, alright. And then that kind of angers you a little bit. Where am I going? What am I talking about? Guys, I need to stop. Just stop me, okay? I've been doing this for an hour now, but I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm also kind of having fun, though. I gotta admit it. The boy's having fun. He's having fun just ranting. Just saying all kinds of shit. Oh, goodness. This one's gonna be titled The Breakdown. The Meltdown. The Crisis. He's having a early life crisis. No, I'm fine, guys. I'm doing all right. I'm just freestyling, Just whatever comes to my mind. That's what I'm saying. Not all my thoughts are good. Not all of them are bad either. Sometimes I have some pretty cool thoughts. And other times it's like, wow, that was terrible. That was either terrible or just not entertaining. Or even like, wow, dude, that was lame as hell. Oh well. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play any games tonight. Unless one of my buddies hits me up and says let's play games. I'm probably just gonna watch some TV shows or something. There was something I was meaning to watch. Oh, the Jason Bourne movies. I was gonna watch those again. But I don't know. There was something else I wanted to watch too that I was gonna watch instead. Oh, John Wick Chapter 4. That's what it was. John Wick, dude. Definitely gotta watch that. That is what we will be watching tonight. Alright. So, I'll let you guys know how that is tomorrow. before I end things off here, I would like to add that I did listen to Kanye's new album with who is it? Ty Dolla Sign, I think. Right? Pretty sure. Uh, there were some pretty fucking good ones in there, dude. There were some good ones. I didn't like all of them. You know, that's usually how it goes. Um, but dude, Ye's back. Uh, in a weird way. It's not the same Ye. It's definitely not. It's a newer Ye. You know, I'm gonna quit calling him Ye because I don't like calling him that. I like calling him Yeezy. Yeezy or Kanye. Kanye. Kenya. Maybe that's how his parents came up with his name. Maybe they were from Kenya, and they just switched the E and the A. Made Kenya. But yeah, that's enough of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. This one was a fucking train wreck, let me tell you. Goodness gracious. Hour and 9 minutes of just nothing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Definitely let me know in the comments how bad this one was, and make sure to dislike it as well. You guys have been liking my videos too much. This one in particular, dislike it, okay? So even if you did like it, dislike this one. I want to see how many dislikes we can get on it. Alright? Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Bye.